Hey guys, it's Paige at Comfort Books, and I'm here to do a quick book haul. So I haven't done one in a really long time. I haven't really done anything. I'm all over the place. Like, I keep making videos that say I'm coming back, and then I make 3 or 4 or 5 videos, and then I don't come back, and I'm busy, and blah blah blah. So I'm just trying to do my best. That's all. I'm not gonna make a video that says, I'm definitely back, and then jinx myself and then not be back. But I'm trying to hopefully do better with my upload schedule this year than I have in previous. So hopefully this will be good. So this is pretty much not everything because I got a lot more since the last time I've done a book haul, but I don't really, it's all kind of spread out all over my room. So I think what I'm gonna do is when I notice books that I have gotten that are not about, that I didn't put a part of a book haul. I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I'm pretty sure that half of that shelf I haven't done a book haul on. So I think for my next book haul, I'll just weed out the ones that I have and show you guys those ones. But for now, I'm gonna show you the ones that I got for Christmas and the ones that I just recently grabbed. Which I realize one of them that I really wanted to talk about is in my work bag downstairs. But I'll do a Friday reads on that one tomorrow. So stay tuned if you want to hear about that one because I'm reading it right now and I'm loving it. So I'll do a Friday reads tomorrow. But yeah, so let's get into this. So the first book that I grabbed recently, as you guys know, I work at Barnes & Noble, so I get ARCs and stuff when they come into the store, which they actually come in pretty often. I get a lot of different ARCs. So this first one is called A Kind of Miraculous Paradise, a true story about schizophrenia by Sandra Allen. And that's what this looks like. This is only the ARC, so I'm not sure if this is going to be the final cover, but this is what it is. And it's actually, it actually is coming out this month. I'm not sure when, it just says January. So it might actually already be out, I'm not sure. But I've always been interested in sicknesses like the schizophrenia, depression, mental illness, even though I know that depression is not a mental illness, but you know what I mean, mental illnesses and stuff like that. I've always been interested in those, so when I just saw that this is about schizophrenia, I was really intrigued because I like reading about those things. So I'm pretty sure this is a true story about, yeah, this is a true story about a family member in the author's life that she's writing about, which I'm actually really excited about because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm a writer and I'm trying to write, not a biography because it's not about me, but I'm trying to get into the mojo of writing about a family member of mine who is dealing with addiction and dealing with problems, and I'm not sure how to really go about that. I'm not sure if it would be interesting, even though, because all of the stories that I tell people, they're always intrigued, so I wanted to put them in a book. So I'm kind of excited to read this because this is her stories about her uncle. Funny enough, the stories that I'm going to tell are about my uncle too. So I'm hoping that this will give me some ideas. So yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so the next 2 books are in sort of they're different books, different authors, but they're about the same topic. So I don't know if you guys know or if you've seen, but there's a documentary on Netflix and it's called Making of a Murderer, and it's about this guy Stephen Avery who in 1985 was wrongly convicted of attacking and raping a woman on a beach in Wisconsin. So in 2000, I think it was 2005, he was let out because they finally were able to, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think. But he was exonerated. That's the word I'm looking for. He was exonerated because they found some hairs that proved that he was innocent. So he was let out of jail and prison, and he was given a large settlement for being in jail for 18 years wrongfully. And then a few months later, another woman came up dead, and they thought it was him. And there's a lot of hearsay about it's the state of Wisconsin framing him because they really don't like him and they haven't liked him ever. He's grown up hated by the state of Wisconsin, so a lot of people think that they framed him, and because of some of the evidence that the documentary gives kind of shows that it's very possible that they could have framed him. But since watching that documentary, I've heard a lot of different things, and I've seen a lot of books come out about it, and I really enjoyed that documentary, and I have my thoughts, and I'm not going to say here because I'm going to make a separate video on it when I'm done reading all these books. But I wanted to read the books because I wanted to get everybody's perspective. So I wanted to get the lawyers for the offense. I wanted to get the lawyers for the defense. I wanted to get everybody's perspective before I decided mine. Because after watching the documentary, I have one opinion, and then after reading the book that I just finished, I have a different opinion. So I want to read everything before I make a decision, and I will talk about that in a video. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that, definitely give me a comment or a thumbs up below, so I can know if that video is going to be popular. But anyways, let me tell you about the books. So the first book is Indefensible. It's the missing truth about Stephen Avery, Teresa Halbach, and Making a Murderer, which Making a Murderer, Stephen Avery is the convicted guy, Teresa Halbach is the unfortunate dead lady, and Making a Murderer is the Netflix documentary, which is still on Netflix. So if you want to talk with me about it in the comments of my video, or even now, definitely watch that, because I'm trying, like, I don't know that many people that have seen it, so I want to talk to people, and I want to know what they think. I want to know if they think he's innocent or guilty, you know what I mean, so I can, but this is by Michael Griesbach, he wasn't a lawyer, he wasn't a lawyer on either side. He was a prosecutor a prosecutor for the state of Wisconsin during when he was exonerated, and then now that he's back in jail, he's a prosecutor. So this was an interesting book. This is the one that I just finished reading that gave me a different kind of point of view, so I'll talk about that in my video. Whoops! Just knocked my camera down. And then the second book that I'm going to read is called Avery, the case against Stephen Avery and what making a murderer gets wrong. And this is by Ken Kratz. He's the lead prosecutor of the Stephen Avery murder case. So this is, I think, the newest one that just came out. I almost started reading this one first, but then I realized I kind of want to read them in order. So this is the one, this is the newer one, and there's two more. So the Indefensible is the oldest one. I've already read that, which I just showed you. And then there's another one, which I'll show you in a different video. I don't have it right next to me. It's way over there. But that's the next one I'm going to read, and then I'm going to read this one. And then after I read all three, I'm going to talk about the 3 books and the documentary in a video. So, yeah, definitely let me know if you've heard about this, if you've read any of these, if you've watched the documentary. I highly recommend reading the books, though, because I've been finding a lot of things about the documentary that maybe aren't true, or, all kinds of different things. So, definitely read this. So the next book is a book that I picked up last night from work, and it's actually not for me, because I'm not this kind of fan, but it's Tempest and Slaughter by Tamora Pierce. This comes out in February of 2018. It's an arc, but this looks so cool. I'm not a big fantasy magic fan. It's funny because I say that I'm not, but the few that I've read, I've loved. So I think it doesn't appeal to me right off the bat, but if I pick one up just out of curiosity, I end up liking it. Like, for instance, Marie Lu, who wrote the Legend trilogy, that's fantasy. It didn't appeal to me at all, and I picked up The Young Elites by her just out of random curiosity, and I loved it. I loved it. So I think I probably will eventually pick this up after he's done, but I specifically got it for my boyfriend because not that he likes Tamora, I don't know. Not that he likes her, but this is up his alley. It's about magic, and it's a fantasy world, and it's just up his alley. He loves that kind of stuff. So this is for my boyfriend. He's already that far through, so I'm hoping that he's enjoying it. And then the next 3, the rest of them I got for Christmas. And I forgot to tell you, the Avery book that I was talking about, this one I also got. This is also a Christmas present. Because I told my boyfriend, I was like, I want every book that you can find on that case. So I have a few at work, so pick them up. Thank you. Alright, so the last 3 are from also Christmas presents. So, I am very interested in true crime, which, if you couldn't tell by all the Avery case books that I picked up 3 just to get more in-depth into the case. So, if that doesn't tell you that I like true crime, then I don't know what. So, I have Helter Skelter, which is the story about, I almost said Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson. And if you don't know who Charles Manson is, you can find out in my video when I'm finished reading the books about him. Because I also have a few that are surrounding his case that I'm going to read and then make a video about. But I haven't read Helter Skelter yet. I got that a while ago, and I'm pretty sure I already put it in a haul. If I didn't, I'll show it again. I'm not sure. But I've had that for a while. I just haven't read it yet. And then I noticed one came out recently okay, so it's called Member of the Family, My Story of Charles Manson, Life Inside His Cult, and the Darkness That Ended the 60s by Diane Lake. Now, if you don't know, Charles Manson was the cult leader, and he had a bunch of, he had 3 or 4 girls, or 2 or 3 girls that were his followers, and they did everything he said, and they were, his companions, and, that kind of thing. So I'm pretty sure that Diane Lake was one of those girls, was one of those companions. And so this is the book that she wrote. You can see that's what it looks like. And okay, so I want to say 2 or 3 of the girls were convicted with Manson, and one of them was young and didn't really have anything to do with anything, so she got away. I'm not sure. I think this is one of the girls that got convicted with him, but I'm really not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure. But this, I want to say, yeah, because it says at the top, at age 14, I became one of Charles Manson girls. At 17, I helped put him in prison. This is my story. So this is the girl that didn't get convicted with him, actually. I lied. I don't know. I think I might have said. But this is the girl that helped put him in jail, which is very interesting, and I'm really excited to read this. Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm kind of all over the place. All right, so my last 2 books are both signed editions, which I'm really excited about. As you guys know, or as you may, I don't know if you don't know, Barnes & Noble every year for Black Friday has a bunch of authors sign their books, and we put them on sale for you guys for Black Friday. So I got 2 of the signed copies because I just was excited about them. The first one is The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. I read In a Dark, Dark Wood, and I loved it. A lot of people I've actually found didn't like it that much, but for some reason, I don't know if it was just I was on vacation and I was relaxed, and I loved it. So I got her second newer one, which is A Woman in Cabin 10. I have it around here somewhere. And then this is the third one that just came out, and it's Lying Game by Ruth Ware. It's not a series. They're standalones, but it's just her third book. And this is her little signature here. So I really enjoy the covers of all of her books. In a Dark, Dark Wood isn't that, pretty, but The Woman in Cabin 10 is really appealing, and this one is really appealing too. Here's the back of it. So I'm just excited about that. If you guys have read this, let me know if you like it. And then last but not least, all of my fandoms, teen, I read a lot of teen, I read true crime, I read biographies, and I read horror, which I've a little bit of everything in this book, in this haul, except for teen, which is disappointing, actually. I didn't realize that, but almost every single one of my things that I like to read, I've had in this video. So last but not least, a horror book. I got Strange Weather, 4 short novels by Joe Hill, and it is signed, and I'm very excited. This is actually going to be my first Joe Hill read. I have almost all the Stephen King, I don't have all of them, but I have a lot of Stephen King books. I have a few Joe Hill books. For some reason, I just say that I love horror, but I haven't read one of them yet. I started reading a few of them. I started reading It by Stephen King before the new It movie came out because I wanted to be up to date, but I didn't finish. And it's I love horror movies. I love, love, love horror movies. That's my thing. These are all, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is all horror movies, and I just love them. So, I say that I love horror novels, even though I haven't read as many as I could probably, as many as I would like to say that I have, but I was really excited to pick up a signed copy of this. So I'll show you his signature. It's so neat, too. Imagine that. All the other authors are, scribbles, because their hands probably hurt. This one is so neat. So either it was, a very first one, or he's just that neat for the whole time. So I'm really, really excited about this. If you guys have read this, or any of other Joe Hill ones that you can recommend, because I think the only one that I have right now, I think I have the heart-shaped box, and I think that's it. So if you've read any good ones and you have some recommendations, let me know. Sorry this video was a little long. I'm trying to get into my YouTube. I'm trying to do better with YouTube, so I wanted to talk about these a little bit rather than just be yeah, look, this is what I got, bye. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any comments about the videos that I'm going to make in the future about those true crime cases and books and stuff like that. But thank you guys for watching. Bye!